Okay, good morning again, ladies and gentlemen. So last night at approximately 10 p.m., a large disturbance of approximately 100 vehicles formed up at North Park Mall. This group caused damage and harm to businesses located in the mall, and then continued to move to multiple business locations throughout our city. What you need to know first and foremost is, I want to deeply thank the outstanding work by the Davenport Police Department, first responders, and all our partner agencies, Scott County, Davenport, Buffalo, and I read them off this morning, so I apologize, but the wonderful response by all our partners and law enforcement agencies to help and assist was unparalleled. So thank you very much. They work tirelessly to keep our citizens safe. These men and women are some of the finest public servants we have. I know them, and they are dedicated to the safety of our community. Damage and bodily harm do not promote justice. Instead, rioters, looters, what they do is create division within our community. Their blatant disregard for safety does not reflect the character of our community. Let it be known that perpetrators from last night's activities will be held accountable. Last night, officers responded to over 45 serious disturbance calls and over 20 shots fired calls. There were 4 shooting victims, 2 of which were fatalities. 2 were non-fatal, including 1 officer when our police came under attack. Officers returned fire, and we have enlisted the DCI to review the incident. In addition, the Davenport Fire Department responded to and is investigating 3 suspicious fires that occurred overnight. The behavior on display last night was completely unacceptable in our community, and the instigators of this behavior will be met with the full force of the law. We will continue to stage a coordinated response tonight through the Emergency Operations Center at the Scott County Emergency Communications Center. In addition, for the proactive protection of our citizens, Scott County will be enacting a county-wide curfew at 9 tonight. And Mr. Kenobi, we'll talk about that in a moment. As the citizens of Davenport woke up this morning to the news of the destruction that occurred overnight, it is appropriate to grieve what our community has been put through. It is okay to be angry, okay to be scared, but let us not grow weary of doing what is right. We have received several messages this morning encouraging our officers and thanking them for their service. I and everybody along with everybody else also agrees. There are several things our citizens can do tonight to help keep our community safe. Please be vigilant. Report any suspicious activity. Anything you see, say something. Call 911. Keep your house locked, windows locked, cars locked. Keep your guns secured. Please keep your exterior lights on throughout the night. If you see something, say something. We received valuable information from citizens last night that allowed our officers to more effectively shut down this rash of violence. I'll end with this. Our community, like so many others across the country, is at a crossroads. We must rise to the occasion for the safety of all people and address the strife we are experiencing with peace, civility, and decorum. We are Davenporters. We're ready to work for progress, so be safe tonight. And now Mr. Kenobi will be gracious enough to talk about the curfew that we're going to. Thank you, Mr. Kenobi.
Thank you, Mayor. So to protect our citizens, businesses, and first responders, we're imposing a nightly curfew for all of Scott County from 9 o'clock p.m. until 5 o'clock a.m. until further notice. Again, that's from 9 o'clock p.m. until 5 o'clock a.m. until further notice. All community members are asked to stay home during this time with the following exceptions. Individuals going to and from their place of employment, government officials, and credentialed members of the press. We ask each of you for your cooperation with this curfew, and we're hurting as a nation as just as much as we're hurting as a community.
Okay, so if someone has some questions, we'll do a few.
Who were these people?
Obviously, I have the chief and others to help with that. Sir?
Who were they? Who were the, were these, does it seem like any of these people were organized? Were they just individuals, that just worked together from social media? Who were the people that were arrested, or who were involved in this last night?
So it did seem that it was somewhat loosely organized, but as far as specific identities or where they're from, that investigation is ongoing.
Do you have a number of people who have been arrested?
I don't have that for you this morning.
What about our homicide and other shooting that were involved to death? Do we have any more information on those at this time?
No specific information yet on those as far as making any identifications or anything like that. You know, as a community, I think it's appropriate for us to you know, grieve for the families of that. You know, we had some great loss last night and early this morning in our community, and I think all of us should grieve for them. Yes, sir.
Walmart, the mall, a number of large retailers closed early and barricaded their doors. I'm curious if they had any kind of advance notice that this was coming. How did they know what to do?
Yeah, there was some social media chatter about something potentially happening somewhere in the Quad Cities. There wasn't a lot of specific information on it, but yes, there was some.
Was your department in conversation with those retailers as well? You know, helping them to barricade their doors?
We didn't help anybody barricade doors or anything like that. Like, we certainly reached out to businesses and anybody that we thought could be affected by anything last night.
Did you warn them to shut down, or did they do that on their own accord?
Yeah, that's completely, all that was completely up to them. We gave information that we had to any of the stores that we had information on, and they made decisions on what to do for their business.
Is there any update on the officer that got shot this morning?
Yeah, he's doing well, and in pretty good spirits, so we're thankful for that.
How many officers returned fire, and are they on leave right now for normal protocol, or are you keeping them on because of the circumstances?
So I won't give you specific information on how many officers were involved. Here's what I will tell you is 2 officers have been placed on administrative leave. The Division of Criminal Investigation was called in to assist us with that investigation. That's our normal protocol, to have an outside agency do that for us. I will tell you that incident, there was 3 police officers in a vehicle. They were in motion in the vehicle when they were ambushed and fired upon. The vehicle was hit several times by rounds, and one of our officers was hit.
At what time was this incident?
About 3 o'clock in the morning.
And where did this happen again?
That happened in the area of 1100 West 15th, in an alley, in that general area.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
2 more questions.
One of the questions in Illinois is whether the governor has power to, you know, have a state of emergency. What is the law or whatever that gives you the ability to call a curfew and that sort of thing?
So we've had our discussion with the National Guard. They're working to support us. I'm anticipating a call from the governor. We have already kind of worked through the staff, but I'm going to seek her support, and I'll look forward to that conversation.
Is
So
the
it's
guard coming?
We've asked for it.
So it's the governor's power that will give you the power to call a curfew and tell people to stay home?
Yes. And one more. Ma'am.
This will be for Chief Sikorsky. Obviously, so much of this is stemming from George Floyd's death in Minneapolis. Is DPD looking at any sort of further training to ensure nothing like that would ever occur here? You know, how are you guys kind of taking away from that?
From the incident in Minneapolis?
Correct.
Yeah, you know, we analyze all use of force from around the country, and this certainly was a tragic event. I'm sure everybody in this room was shocked by that. I haven't talked to a police officer that I know that wasn't shocked by what happened there.
That's certainly something that we're going to look at in the future and see if there's anything procedure-wise, training-wise that we need to shore up on. I can tell you that we don't train what was used in that particular incident. So we won't need to make adjustments in that by any means.
Okay. Thank you all for coming.